What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SwiftCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? Bitcoin hit new all-time highs but an hour ago. It was but an hour ago that we hit new all-time highs. Barely, like $100 higher, but still, new all-time highs are new all-time highs. I got a question. This is a SwiftCoin video, don't get me wrong, but let's start it off with BTC real quick. Who the hell's selling here? Because we had a high and we're down now. That means someone sold. And in fact, someone sold a lot. There's a lot of volume up here, man. Who the hell is selling here? I want to talk to them. I want to know what their brain is like. That's I want to know. I want to know what's going through their mind right now. And even if we reject, who the hell is selling here? You got to have some balls, man, or you got to know something, or maybe you don't know anything, but you at least got balls. SwiftCoin, I think in the wake of this new all-time high bullish fiasco that we've got going on with Bitcoin and the rest of crypto, I think in the wake of that, you will get a lift up and you will do pretty damn well with this, right? There's not many coins, and I'm going to use the same argument that I make for Onyx Coin here. There's not many coins right now, and in fact, the majority of altcoins are up about 40 to 60% from the April 7th lows. You're up 92%, so you're up about double that, okay? At least double that. If not near double that, but pretty damn close. You're up double that, right? Those coins, those same coins, if we look at the others chart, and I know I brought this up in my last one, I think, that I talked about SwiftCoin on, but we're going to talk about it now. Those coins have only been consolidating since May 12th. It's May 21st now, okay? SwiftCoin's been consolidating since April 11th, about a whole month longer than what the average altcoin's been consolidating for, right? I'm assuming that not only because you've moved up more than the average altcoin already, not because only you've consolidated longer than the average altcoin, but I'm assuming that because SwiftCoin has this advanced robustness about it whenever it does like to move up, we're going to see a fantastic move that's likely going to be larger than this move here, right? From a low to a high, you moved up 164%. It really would not surprise me if we saw something that was similar yet larger to this kind of move, right? This kind of endeavor, likely taking us to our all-time high area, if not above there. But we'll see. We'll get to that. If this is a bull flag, and I don't know if it is. I don't think it is, right? To me, it seems a little bit too large to be a bull flag. The flag is too large. The pole is not large enough, but I mean maybe it is a bull flag, but it's a horizontal channel at the very least. If it is a bull flag, if it is, your measure move is here, right? And that takes you only to 3.3 cents. The reason I don't think it's a bull flag is because I don't think you stop there. I don't think SwiftCoin moves up to here and then it consolidates again. And then, I don't think that's, I mean, maybe you stop right there and you consolidate. But as far as way of price action goes, there's not much stopping you here, right? What, you've got this one wick, kind of. That's it. Like, there's really not much stopping you here. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense to stop there. From an all-time high to the low that we had on April 7th there, that's also right above the 786. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to stop there. Either you'd stop just below or you'd go clear above it, right? And I think expecting a larger move, which I am expecting a larger move, would take you up to about 3.8 cents. That makes more sense to me. I think SwiftCoin, by the end of this month of May, will see prices that are around, but maybe just below 4 cents. I think that's what's going to happen. If I'm wrong, my expectation would be that I'm not wrong to the downside. I'm not wrong to the bearish effect. I'm wrong to the bullish effect, and we're only higher. I'm really, I don't know how, call it a hunch. Call it like this, growth of a feeling coming from my gut. I don't know how to explain it. Call it a hunch. I would not be surprised if SwiftCoin outperformed Onyx Coin on this next move higher. And I'm so much so considering that it makes me want to transfer some funds around and actually buy some SwiftCoin finally. But we'll see. We'll see. I haven't pulled the trigger. I know I've flirted with this idea long amounts of time, and I've flirted with it with a bunch of various altcoins as well. That doesn't mean that I'll actually pull the trigger, but I'm kind of anticipating that on this next move up, SwiftCoin actually outperforms XCN. I think XCN will land at a higher price than SwiftCoin by the end of this next move up, right? Onyx Coin is going to go to 5.5 cents, but I think SwiftCoin's percentage growth will be larger. It's starting from a lower price, so it can definitely see a larger growth. So in that case, maybe you will be at new all-time highs, or at least around your all-time highs. At the very least, 3.8 cents is what I'm expecting, right, from this. I think that's going to be quite phenomenal. If we're looking at the daily RSI here, you're at this area where you're forming a double bottom on your RSI. You took your downtrend and you said, nope, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to turn things around. We're going to flip things around here and get ready to go to the upside again. Really, what you're doing is you're residing predominantly above the 50, which is bullish. Little breaths of bearish relief below the 50, which is also bullish. And then once we run back up into the overbought zone, my expectation would be that you see a stronger reading than any of these readings here. And if that's true, if you see a stronger reading, something on the lines of this that takes you up to like the 90s or above 85, something like that, that would coincide very well with the idea that the move that precedes us here is going to be larger than the move that preceded us there, right? It's probably going to take us a further distance away. Ultimately, SwiftCoin, you've got higher prospects in this, right? We're going to see targets that are ultimately by the end of June, early July. You're going to see prices that are at least at 14.6 cents, at least, and that's a 10x from here. Potentially seeing something on the lines of a 16x at 24 cents, 29 cents could provide a 19x, 20x move. This is what I mean. We look at Onyx Coin. I love Onyx Coin. You guys know it's my biggest bag. I love it. I think anytime I say it's my biggest bag, I think of that meme that person made. It's my biggest bag. Whenever it's moving up, this is my biggest bag. What's going on? Why aren't you moving up? It's my biggest bag. That was funny, man. That was really fun. Whoever made that comic was hilarious. 14x move just to get to 28 cents, right? SwiftCoin, to get to that same level, instead of a 14x, it's at a 20x. You know what I mean? So I really do believe SwiftCoin has the potential to outperform Onyx Coin on this next move. And I'd be very surprised if he stopped below 20 cents. But there is a possibility, I would say, with SwiftCoin more so than Onyx Coin to stop below 20 cents. But there's also more of a possibility with SwiftCoin to outperform Onyx Coin as well, just because it's got a lower market cap, you know. And I think that when this thing does move, it likes to rip pretty damn hard. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Certainly here, I don't think that you're on the brink. I shouldn't say that. You are on the brink of breaking out, but being this low in the RSI, it could be a couple more days. Maybe this isn't the week. Maybe other cryptos move up this week and you're chilling, and that's okay. Don't get distracted, right? If SwiftCoin's chilling, if it's slowly moving up and you're getting coins like Cookie DAO that are up 40% today, or Onyx Coin makes a move, or XPR, or whatever coin you're following, SPA, they make a move without SwiftCoin, just wait. SwiftCoin's going to have its turn. It's going to be a miraculous turn. And I think that it will take it at least to 4 cents, if not higher, by the end of the month, man. By the end of the month of May, like over the next couple of weeks here. And if you're not at 4 cents, you're going to be very, very close to there. That's the expectation. But ultimately, you have a lot higher price prospects than that. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and just kind of wrap this video up. Okay, so the 1 hour time frame here. Nice little move there, a little bit of volume coming in. You had some volume coming into the downside, but it just didn't take you anywhere, right? You had volume coming in, you found support at the same area, so that's good. Bullish area, you know, or to the bullish effect when volume's coming in, you're actually moving up. Hopefully you're not finding resistance here continually. Hopefully you can break out, right? On a 1 hour time frame, looking at your RSI, I think that you'll get ready for that soon enough, and that'll be bullish in itself. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. That'll be bullish in itself. The 4 hour would start to turn around, getting above the 60, ready to get overbought as well. Again, I think this is very reflective in the idea that today and tomorrow, probably even the rest of this week, you're going to figure yourself out. You'll probably be slowly moving up to like 1.5 cents, 1.6 cents, maybe even 1.7 cents, somewhere at this area. That's kind of the expectation by the end of this week, and then next week will be your explosive week, is kind of my thoughts. But who knows, man? At any given moment, you really could see that explosive behavior take place. But this is just, you know, if I was writing a storybook on SwiftCoin and how its procedure was to the upside, you probably make a nice move up, you consolidate, you probably make a nice move up and you consolidate, and then once you're up in this area, you'll consolidate a little bit more, and then finally break out probably sometime next week would be my guess. That's Monday next week that you break out. And when you break out, it'll be larger. It'll be a larger move, a dramatically larger move than anything you've seen over the past month. And I believe overall it will be a larger move than what you saw back on April 7th to April 11th there. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know what? Actually, I got one more thing. Let's do this because we don't do this with SwiftCoin all the time. Let's look at the ribbons real quick. We'll look at the ribbons, and then if I remember, we'll look at the MACD and stuff too. 4 hour doesn't matter as much. Daily, looking good. Okay, good. Nice. Looking really good on the daily, actually. Good. 3 days looking good. Weekly's looking good. All just ready, poised, wound up, ready to move higher. Monthly, also looking good. Hold on. I want to look at SwiftCoin from an all-time historical perspective with the monthly. Monthly looks great. Yeah, fantastic. Good. Let's do the LRO and stuff, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up, okay? Get rid of the MFI. We'll keep the LRO on there, sure. Let's look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame suggests, at least by the LRO's definition, we are in an uptrend, so we would move higher as long as we're above 1.26 cents, we're fine, and I think we'll stay above there. Stochastics are looking like they want to point upwards, bouncing off the oversold area. That's nice. Higher lows overall. I like the stochastic shape. You're at the base of this area, saying that you're only getting you haven't really even started your move up yet, right? Which this also does agree, at least in my opinion, that today, tomorrow, the next day probably isn't the day that you start breaking out, but maybe sometime next week, right? That, at least in my opinion. MACD, same kind of idea, right? You're decaying on the bearish momentum now. You're decaying. These lines are getting closer together. Once it flips green, which might be sometime next week, that's whenever you're probably going to get your move up. I love it whenever that happens, whenever the data agrees with itself. And let's look at the 3-day time frame. 3-day stochastics look good. 3-day daily time frame also looks good. You know, getting above the zero is nice. You're just stalling a little bit. I bet you don't flip red. You don't have to flip red, right? You can get green and then keep getting green and green and building. I bet you're going to build momentum here pretty soon. I don't mind the 3-day. The oscillators, the blue line and the orange line here, getting above the zero, that's what I think looks nice. I think that looks really good in itself. Let's look at the stochastics again. Stochastics look fine. You're at an area to bounce from. Rolling over a little bit, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that you can still move up. Stochastics are weird. And the 3-day RSI is neutral, but in a bullish kind of configuration. Same thing with the stochastics, right? Weekly time frame. And what does the LRO say? It says we're in an uptrend as well. Weekly, it should. Weekly, we're waiting on the MACD to cross green. You're about to get that well above the zero, so still in bullish territory, clearly. Weekly RSI, neutral. Weekly stochastics pointed to the upside. So everything that I'm seeing essentially agrees with what my assumption has been throughout this video, is that today, tomorrow, the next day, you're probably not going to get that explosive move. But over the weeks to come, over the next 6 weeks, starting next week probably, SwiftCoin's going to get really exciting. And if I'm wrong, my assumption would be that I'm only wrong to an earlier effect. Instead of it being next week, maybe it's this weekend that we break out. You know, any day now you could break out, but if the indicators are true, if what I'm reading is true, and if my assumptions are true, it might take a couple of more days. You might see this thing lag a little bit for like a week, maybe not even a full week from here, from this day, the 21st, not even a full week from here. It'll be like the 24th, 25th. Is that right? Or is it the 26th? What's Monday? Monday would be the 26th. The 26th and beyond that you start moving up higher. Don't feel left behind. Don't get shiny object syndrome. Please, 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 if SwiftCoin does what I think it's going to do, which is essentially move up slowly over the next like 5 days, and you see other coins moving up faster, don't get distracted and then buy the ones that just pumped, right? Because this thing, by that time, you're going to sell it. You're going to buy that up here, and then SwiftCoin pumps, and then this one's consolidating. You know what I mean? So don't do that to yourself. Just wait. Don't get shiny object syndrome. Be patient. SwiftCoin's going to do everything that you want it to do. You just got to be patient. Hit the like button, subscribe, do everything that I want you to do, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.